Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hunter. Welcome back to the Baseball Head. Hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button. One of the things I do like to talk about here at the HUD is the media and these broadcasts. The broadcasts this weekend were not great. We'll leave it at that with the Mets. The Mets games were great to watch, entertaining. The Mets were fighting in these games. But a lot of the stuff that happened this weekend with the broadcast, and this includes SNY too, to be honest with you. Stuff with SNY was an issue Friday and Sunday. Some very uneven, some rather awkward interviews that were taking place. But we'll get into this thing with Fox. Now, Fox did a terrible job this weekend. Did a terrible job on Saturday. Let me read the headline from Awful Announcing. Now, your host doesn't like the media. I let it be known that. And they do not, because they treat the Mets so poorly. Here's from Awful Announcing. Awful Announcing, you got to be careful with them, too, about their little website. MLB on Fox broadcast had lengthy conversation about food after barely mentioning player's injury. Just a heads up to the Fox broadcasters. Yeah, the thing is that Mark Vientos got hurt in the game. And, well, let's just say it was a little bit strange, the reaction to it. Well, the New York Mets third baseman Mark Vientos left Saturday's game against the Cardinals early with an injury. It couldn't take the Fox broadcast away from a conversation about a more important topic, food. When the broadcast returned from commercial break for the top of the fifth inning, you saw a montage of food in New York City. After New York pitcher Kodai Senga threw his first pitch of the inning, the camera focused on the menu of one of Citi Field's concession stands. Okay. Play-by-play man Jason Benetti then quickly updated fans that Vientos was out of the game and was replaced by Brett Beatty. But before he could elaborate any more on Vientos' injury, the conversation returned to food. Quote, "That's a pretty expensive chicken tender and fry for Adam Wainwright's $1, Benetti said. "I missed it. What was it?" Wainwright said. $16.39, Benetti answered. "You're not spending that." The conversation about the cost of chicken tenders and fries at Citi Field not only kept them from talking about Vientos' injury, but also nearly made them completely miss a double from St. Louis's Thomas Sagasi. I mean, it was embarrassing. The broadcast was embarrassing. While Benetti did eventually start to call the hit, the conversation quickly returned to food. They talked about food for 2.5 innings. An inning and a half. 3 half innings. It was crazy. "Yeah, New York is great food, but not the cheapest," Wainwright said. "I had a $95 omelet for breakfast this morning." Yeah, okay. Admittedly, $16.39 for chicken tenders and fries and $95 for an omelet is pretty steep. But for several views, this was not well received. And these are different tweets put out by people. Just a heads up to the Fox broadcast. You can't just say, "Bad news, Mark Vientos is out and Beatty is in," and then instead of telling us why, you start commenting on the price of chicken tenders. Why is he out? Now, they did not. I don't need to read the rest of this. They did not at any point even mention Mark Vientos at all. What happened to him? As far as I know, maybe I missed the broadcast, that part of the broadcast. But this broadcast was an embarrassment, and they never mentioned that what happened with Vientos. Never got back to the information, why he was out, how he got hurt, what was any kind of explanation as to what happened in that game. What happened to him? I couldn't tell you. I found out what happened to him on X because the media, the Mets beat writers were putting it out there. Now, a couple of things about the Mets broadcast this weekend. We know all the front runners are coming out of the woodwork. Okay? I know Tim Robbins is not a front runner. He's a Met fan a long time. But he provided absolutely nothing on Friday in the broadcast. And the broadcast was great, especially at the end of the game. It was a call by Steve Gelbs, a home run by Lindor. But to be honest with you, Tim Robbins did not provide anything of any broadcast quality commentating or anything. It was terrible. I know he's just an actor, but he didn't provide anything. It was a waste. Complete total waste of time. And they asked him about different movies. Then they asked him about The Shawshank Redemption, which is probably his biggest movie as an actor. A bigger movie for him than, to be honest with you, than Bull Durham. Also on Sunday, we saw the very unfunny goofball John Oliver on Sunday get interviewed by Gelbs. And Gelbs was fawning over him and all. It's like, look, just talk about sports. Don't talk about politics. Don't bring the politics into the game. Because I was pissed off about it because it's ridiculous. There's no reason to bring that goofball. And he's an unfunny goofball. Nothing about him is funny. We know he's a MS. He's a puppet of the deep state. And we don't need to see this guy on the air spouting out nonsense. We didn't need to see that. We don't want to talk to a guy like that. Don't even go. And I never seen him before at Citi Field. I didn't even know he was a Mets fan. Go back to where you came from. Go back to those bloodsuckers back there in England. Go back over there. Don't be causing trouble here. We've had enough trouble from England over the last 100 years in the history of this country. Get lost. That's my own opinion on that. Just go away. You're not funny. There's nothing funny about you. You're creepy. Get lost. Oh, but like I said, the broadcasts are fine with the Mets. They're great. But you got to have people on that are entertaining. John Oliver is not funny. There's nothing interesting about the guy. He's just a weird guy. I didn't even know he was into baseball. Go hang out with the cricket nonsense. And what happened on Saturday? Vientos is out of the game. Really? How are the chicken fingers here? It was like some sketch out of Seinfeld. It's like that episode of Seinfeld where George tells this girl that I love you, and she says, I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat. Basically, that's basically what we're talking about here. Well, let me know what you think about this video, and of course, please, this is the only place you'll get this stuff. I'm an independent guy. I think independently. I'm outside the norm of this bubble of Major League Baseball and the media with sports. People in the media and sports get away with all kinds of stuff because they say, well, we're just sports people. Yeah, bullshit. When you bring in John Oliver, you're telling people what the deal is. So I'm not fooled by it. And you shouldn't be either. Don't need anybody brainwashing anybody or anything, or any kids watching that game. Because that was self-promotion by John Oliver, to be honest with you. And by Steve Gelbs. It was terrible. Well, anyway, thank you for watching this video. And, of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut, and I'll see you later.